Hey, church family, this is Pastor Joe, and I want to give you a quick update on what's next for us as a church. Your elders and leadership team and staff have been meeting pretty steadily through this whole crisis, and we spent time together this past week talking about what will it look like for us to begin coming back together as a church body. And so what we've decided is that we really feel like the best course of action is for us to not plan on trying to meet together in person before Sunday, June 7th. On Sunday, June 7th, we will begin a series of outdoor worship services through the month of June. Those services will be earlier in the morning before things get too hot, but they will also allow us to spread out more outdoors. It will also allow us to give people the option of staying in their vehicles if they like, and we'll have an FM transmitter transmitting the services, so that's a possibility. A couple things that you'll need to know as June approaches is one, we will have bathrooms open inside the church on those Sunday mornings. Our goal is to do a shorter service, about 45 minutes, so that'll make things a little bit easier for everyone. But we will have restrooms open. Now, we'll also have volunteers there and ready to disinfect and clean those restrooms pretty regularly throughout the morning together. Secondly, we will not offer childcare or nursery care during the summer months. We feel like, A, for the health of our nursery workers, but also for the health of our volunteers and our children, that what we're going to do, parents, is ask you to bring your kids into worship with you, whether that's outside or hopefully eventually inside. We promise you that not only will we kind of keep the service shorter, but we are really going to try to be intentional in building and designing our services together so that your kids can interact and connect with the service, but also so that you can help them connect and interact with the service in a way that we really believe that time might be a sweet time of family worship together as a church. Finally, we are not going to hold our Sunday morning small groups during the summer months here at church. We're encouraging our small groups to either continue meeting online or to meet in person but in smaller groups. So some of our groups are already talking about splitting into men's studies and women's studies. Some of our groups are already talking about staying online. But our goal is to allow each group to meet not on Sunday mornings, but to meet at a time that they choose, that if they would like to meet here at the church, then we are going to make several of our large rooms available so that even those small groups can spread out and make sure that they maintain a solid social distance even in the midst of that. We're excited about the possibility of beginning to come back together in June. We want you to know that we are very much going to stay vigilant. We are going to base this on our local and state cases, and we are going to follow the federal guidelines that as long as we see 28 days of decreasing caseloads here in Mississippi and hospitalizations here in Mississippi and locally in Oktibbeha County, that we'll open up and begin those outdoor worship services on June 7th. If we don't, then we'll be coming back and giving you an alternate date later in June that we think will work better. But we wanted you to know kind of what's ahead. We wanted you to know how we're basing that. We also just wanted to thank you, church family. You've been so faithful, not just in giving and in your support, but you've just been faithful. You've written notes to your staff. You've encouraged your staff. You've been faithful in reaching out to one another. And that has been more appreciated than you know by your leadership. It's also just been appreciated by me as your pastor. It has been wonderful to see the body of Christ be the body of Christ. If you're new to our church or if you're new to our fellowship, I really want to encourage you to reach out and plug in some ways during this time. If you're not part of a small group, this would be a great time to at least start. Try a couple groups out online, see if it fits or not. If you've got questions about the church and want to know more, I would love to answer those. But church family, I love you, and I'm so thankful to be your pastor. I'm so grateful for who you are and just the way that you have walked through this season together. I will see you Sunday morning for church online at 10:45, and I'm hopeful to see you sooner than later in the month of June together again as a church. We love you, church family, and we'll see you later.